Good morning. This is the Great Basin fire potential briefing. We're going to substitute more of a summertime fire potential briefing as opposed to the general smoke briefing because things are changing a little bit. Let's go take a look here. And the last 24 hours, quite a bit of lightning across the Pacific Northwest and the Northern Rockies, and a little bit just in some of the higher terrain outside of Boise. You can see precipitation on the left, most of it, the heavier amounts up in the Pacific Northwest. It has been fairly active the last couple of days. We have new fire starts in the red, recent fires in the yellow. The prescribed fires that we've had project-wise are starting to wind down and shift further north. We've had some larger fire activity, and not in the lower elevations, but some of the middle to higher elevations in parts of Nevada, 46 acres, 48 acres, and just outside of our geographic area by a few miles, we have the Slide Canyon Fire in the Kaibab National Forest, 152 acres, and there wasn't really that much wind, or at least not as much as we're expecting today and into tomorrow, so we have a heightened level of concern. Also, concern of how dry it has been, bone dry in southern areas, northern areas, some light precipitation in the middle, but by and large, most areas 0 to 10% of normal precipitation. Let's talk fuels. In the Arizona Strip in far southwest Utah, you can see here that we see projections from today into the next couple of days going up into well above the 90th percentile. And maybe 95th percentile in the Arizona Strip, and even the Dixie National Forest also getting above the 90th percentile. That's representative of a lot of areas in the southern quarter to southern half of our geographic area. Some live fuel moistures, the sagebrush in far southern Nevada starting to wind down a little drier than normal, so we're watching that in the live fuel trend as well. 10-hour fuel moisture. Our most critical areas are in the south, where we're seeing levels down near 5 or 4% in the 10-hour fuels during the peak heating hours this afternoon. Looking at some of the drought conditions, the flash drought, I think, tells the story where over the last 2 months, the most extreme levels of drought over the last 2 months have been in our southern areas, especially Utah, the Arizona Strip, adjacent Nevada. It has progressed further northwards in some other regions. So let's look at the upper level map. For today, we have high pressure that was over us exiting. We have a low pressure area pushing in, but the moisture with it that would produce the lightning over the Pacific Northwest is moving far north of us. But some instability over our mountains could trigger some lightning in the Wasatch areas on eastwards into Wyoming later today. But more concerned about this dry tongue of air and these moderate to strong upper level winds that we have with this front coming through. We have issued high risk for a combination of gusty winds of 35 to 50 miles an hour and low humidity, and also fuels that are more representative of mid-June levels than mid-May in our southwest Utah areas and into the Arizona Strip, congruent with, or I should say parallel with what's going on a little bit further south of us. Some other high risks around in Montana, and even a lightning high risk in parts of Colorado. So the map definitely not looking like mid-May. And we can see why here. The strong winds here across parts of western Utah. Some of these purples are gusts approaching 50 miles an hour, widespread 30 to 45 miles an hour. Strong winds up in Idaho as well, but they'll have humidity of 20 to 30% up there. But notice the single digit to low teens further south overlaid on top of these winds. And there'll also be some precipitation, some showers up in the higher terrain of central Idaho, western Wyoming, and also some fast-moving thunderstorms. These are actually dry lightning signatures that we see here, these narrow strips. There'll be some wetter rain with it. We don't think there'll be a risk of large fire that far north in the higher terrain, but there'll be some strikes, could be some ignitions. We'll wait and see on that. The humidity here again shown on the right. Now for tomorrow, we go into a kind of a seasonal zonal flow. Drier air pushes in across the area. You can see the 7-day here on the right-hand side. Humidity, though, still in the upper single digits to low teens across the southern half of our area, and starting to dry out up in Idaho and Wyoming as well. Some breezy afternoon winds, eastern Snake River Plain, western Wyoming, and also coming in off the Wasatch. So some of the lightning they'll see there today. We'll have to watch that for the winds tomorrow. Friday, zonal flow, seasonable temperatures, but still dry. The winds picking up quite a bit up north, and their humidity levels, they're going to be in the low teens. So again, still snow in the higher terrain up there in a lot of those areas, but just something worth noting. Otherwise, breezy, 15 to 25 mile an hour winds elsewhere, low humidity in central and southern areas. So definitely a summertime map. Not much overall precipitation, just a couple of hundredths of an inch. We see the greens over the next 3 days. Saturday, another low pressure area dropping on down. There'll be some clouds, some light showers, maybe in the northern areas, maybe some isolated storms here. The humidity is going to creep up a little bit, so more areas have shaded over into the green. And here's that low pressure area on Sunday. Bring some cooler temperatures, some cloud cover to the northern half or northern 2/3 of the area. Southern area should stay fairly dry still, and then the low pushes on through. We get northwest winds, some drier air pushing in on Monday, drier air continuing on Tuesday. Temperatures near or even slightly cooler than normal, but again, the southern areas will be in that dry air mass, and you see some more of the browns popping up here again. Precipitation, this is day 3, precipitation accumulation, 7-day totals shown here, and the 8 to 14-day outlook showing temperatures warmer than normal, and near normal precipitation overall for most areas, but drier than normal across the north. This concludes our briefing. We'll be back on Friday. I'm not sure which format we're going to use. The weather and fire activity will dictate that, so stand by. Have a great day.